Hare Krishna. Shri Panchatattva ki jai. So, today is a special day in our Vaishnava calendar, and there are two celebrations, we can say. One is the departure of very great saint, Sanatana Gosvami. And the other function is Guru Purnima. Today is Guru Purnima. That's glorifying the Supreme Master. So we will take example of these two functions and see what we can learn from the example, for example, of Srila Sanatana Gosvami, who is a great saint in Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. Sanatana Gosvami was a contemporary of Lord Chaitanya. He was 2 years younger than Lord Chaitanya. He was born in 1488. And he was born in a very high Sarasvata Brahmana family. And his brothers were extremely learned and intelligent people. And when Nawab Hussain Shah, who was a ruler of Gaudiya, that means Bengal, knew about Rupa and Sanatana, and these two brothers, that they are extremely intelligent people. He wanted them to be part of his cabinet establishment, his government. And so he appointed them as chief ministers. And they helped Nawab Hussain Shah to lead the country very well. So he they replaced his role, so he was free to conquer other countries around Bengal. And because of their very good service, he gave them immense wealth. So they were, according to modern estimation, like multi-billionaires. Yes, they had huge estate, and their own lakes and forests and so on. And they even established in their estate, they established a replica of Vrindavan. So there was Radhakund and Shyamakund and Giri Govardhan and everything. And because they were very deep devotees, dedicated devotees, they associated with Brahmanas and discussed Srimad Bhagavatam, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, all the time. And then they knew about Lord Chaitanya, and they really craved to meet the Lord. And they wrote several letters to the Lord, and then they received a reply from the Lord once, and the Lord replied very in confidential manner that when a wife has a lover other than her husband, then she performs her duties very diligently, that husband wouldn't suspect anything. But she thinks of her lover all the time. So that was the message for them. So in your heart you should be always dedicated to the Lord, to me, because Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord Himself. But outwardly you perform your duty very, very diligently. Yes. So it's also very important teaching for us, because we may have many different worldly obligations in life, but it's the matter of our consciousness, to whom our consciousness is dedicated. Is dedicated to material world, to material enjoyments, or is directed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes. So we may have to perform our work very, very diligently and faithfully, but our heart should be always dedicated to the Lord. Yes. Otherwise, our spiritual life will miss the opportunity to connect. To connect. Yes, we may. Usually, people think in this way: I'll be pious, I'll be a good person, and then at the end of life, I'll go to Bhagavan, to spiritual world, or to Svarga. Isn't it? This is usual mentality, not just among Indian people. All over the world is like this. Yes, but Krishna doesn't support this idea. He says, Yam yam vapismaram bhavanti jantyanti kalivaram tam tam aveti kanta sadatat bhavavavata. In the 8th chapter of Bhagavad-gita, he explains that whatever consciousness one has at the time of death, that state of being he will achieve undoubtedly, without any doubt. So, if our heart is attached to this world, to our family, to our friends, to our money, to our position in society, to our house, to whatever which is not the Lord Himself, will definitely take shelter of these things at the time of death. Why? Because death is not a pleasant experience. It's traumatic experience, actually. All our bodily functions stop working. Our lungs stop working. Our hearing ability and tasting and our heart is failing. And our kidneys are failing. Everything is falling apart. So we know if there is a little disturbance, for example, if we step on a thorn, all our consciousness goes into this small wound, a millimeter. Insignificant, but all our consciousness is absorbed in this pain. Isn't it? So it's very difficult to concentrate on the Lord if there is pain because of one small thorn. So how more traumatic experience is death or dying process than just a little thorn? So if we are not really attached to Krishna during our life, naturally we'll be drawn, helplessly drawn to our shelters in life. It cannot be otherwise. Not possible. So, but if we are attached to Krishna completely, then our intelligence will naturally flow towards the Lord in helpless mood. Understand? So it's extremely important to be aware of this and take shelter of the Lord when we are able to. when we are able to. We are given this opportunity. We hear this, we can read this, so we should take it seriously. So, in this way, they performed their duty, but they craved for the Lord's association. And then Lord came into Ramakeli. They were there in Ramakeli, and he was absorbed in Krishna consciousness, in chanting and dancing about the Lord, and because of his spiritual love, everyone wanted to join him, and they joined him. So millions of people came along with him. He was heading towards Vrindavan, and millions of people came along with him. And the Lord just chanted and danced for days. No one could stop him. And therefore, devotees in this small town of Ramakeli became worried, because Nawab Hussain Shah was notorious as a cruel king who strictly forbid all other rituals than Muslim rituals. And they were afraid, what will happen, what will he do? And his spies, or his men, were informing him about this great sannyasi who is always chanting, and tears are coming like from his eyes, like from syringes. They were showering. He was literally showering his tears around and bathing other people in his tears. And when he heard about Lord Chaitanya, this cruel king, and that millions are following him, he realized that must be a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because no one can engage so much people for free to follow him. That must be Supreme Lord. Because he knew, I'm a king, and if I want that something is done, I have to pay people. But these masses of people are following this saint without any payment. Yes, so he must be some extremely special personality. And finally, Rupa and Sanatana met Lord Chaitanya in Ramakeli, and they exhibited extreme humility. They fell like a stick in front of the Lord, Dandavat, Pranam, and prayed to the Lord, please be merciful to us. We are the most fallen of all fallen creatures in this world. Because we came from Brahmana family, but we are servants, just like Shudras. We are servants, but not ordinary servants. We are servants of most cruel demon. So, of this Nawab Hussain Shah, and we support his demoniac government. And so we are much worse than Jagai and Madai. They were two very sinful demons from Navadvip, who were also born in Brahmana family, and they killed and robbed and burned houses and raped women and ate cows. Extremely sinful, demoniac personalities. But this Rupa and Sanatana, they said, we are worse than Jagai and Madai, because they were only addicted to sinful activities, and this is not such an important thing to consider. But they didn't serve anyone. as brahmanas. And besides, they were living in the holy land of Navadvip. But we are servants of this most cruel king. So we are much worse than Jagai and Madai. And then they prayed, and our desire to associate with you is like it's like a desire of a dwarf who is extremely short to catch the moon. So they were so humble that they touched the Lord's heart very much. So this is another teaching for us. That in devotional life, one should be Trinada Pisunichana Tarorivasa Vishnana Amanina Manadina Kirtane Asadara Hari. More humble than a blade of grass, as tolerant as a tree, and not expecting any respect for oneself, but offer all respect to others. Yes, this is extremely important. This is one of the most important teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And it is said that we should thread this verse on the thread of the holy name and wear it around our neck all the time. So yes, only in this way it is explained that we can connect to the Lord. So Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis, they exhibited this example, how to approach the Lord. Yes, we should know we are in fallen condition. What is the proof of our fallen condition? What do you think? Yes, we are living in material world. This is the proof. Yes. Undeniable proof. Proof. No one can deny such a proof. Yes, we are in the material world. We want to enjoy separately from the Lord. And we can see every day that our consciousness is separate from the Lord. Yes, we don't perceive all living entities as His part and parcels, and that we are just their servants. And this is the only truth. Krishna Himself says in 15th chapter of Bhagavata-gita, Mamaivansho jiva loki jiva putak sanatana. Every living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna. And our eternal position is Jivara Swarupaha Krishna Nitya Das. We are always the servants of Krishna. So we should connect with utter humility with the Lord and pray that He can help us to overcome our material conditionings, which are extremely deep in our heart, impossible for us to overcome. It's also explained in Bhagavad-gita, in 7th chapter, Lord Krishna says, Devi hiesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya, mam eva ye prapadanti mayam etantarantiti. That this energy of mine, this maya, this material energy, cannot be possibly overcome. It's duratyaya. It's extremely powerful. And all our instruments by which we can operate are made from Maya. Our intelligence, our mind, our senses, all are coming from Maya. They are material energy. So how can we transcend Maya by Maya? Not possible. So, Mam eva ye prapadanti, says Krishna. If you surrender only to me, then you can cross beyond it. So, how important it is to connect to Krishna. But without humility and this earnest desire to connect, we cannot possibly overcome Maya. But we should strive for it. We shouldn't waste our human life. We may think, yes, when I'm old, I'll surrender. But then we have so many impressions in the heart. We already have unlimited impressions in our heart. So, therefore, we should take the opportunity now. Kaumara charit pragyo dharman bhagavata-dharma durlabhah manushan janma tadape dhruvam artadam. Prahlad Maharaj says in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that this human birth is extremely rare. For example, how many people are here? Maybe 20, or maybe 30, something like this. But how many living entities are here? One may think it's just human beings. No. Unlimited living entities are here in this room. Even for a healthy human being to stay alive, he has to have at least 2 kgs of bacteria in his guts. That means billions and trillions of living entities in every human being. Yes. So, how many living entities are in this room? Unlimited. Unlimited, but only 20, 30 people. It's extremely rare to have a human form of life. And we shouldn't waste it. We shouldn't waste it. It's unique opportunity to connect with the Lord. Not possible in other species. Not possible. It is theoretically possible if we engage animals in devotional service, but they don't have intelligence to surrender to the Lord themselves, to understand. But we are able to understand. We should be able to understand. And if we don't use our intelligence to understand this, then all Shastras and Acharyas say that we are animals. Then we are just 2-legged animals. What else? We live for bodily existence. That we survive in this world. And that our children survive in this world. And also the animals do the same things, don't they? Yes. They strive to survive and they protect their offsprings. Yes. So if we just try to survive in this world and protect our offsprings, then we are animals. Yes. If we don't strive very hard to connect with the Lord, we're nothing but animals, 2-legged animals. So yes, this should be our focus in life, to completely surrender to the Lord. If we are without this focus, we should acquire it now. Now. Atato Brahma Jigyasa, says Vedanta Sutra. Now is the time, not tomorrow. Now. Tomorrow is illusion. We have never seen tomorrow. We have never experienced tomorrow. It's illusion, it's non-existent. Yes. So, what is existent is now. Yes, it's now. So, if you either try to connect now or never. So, you should always try to connect now. Eternally now, to connect with Krishna. Otherwise you'll waste your life. Waste your life. Don't waste your life. Yes. Durlabha manusham janma. It's so rare. We should realize this. And we can lose it. We can lose it. It is said, even for muscles, for example, to give this example, use it or lose it. Either we use them, muscles, or lose them. If we don't use them, we lose them. It's simple. And so if we don't use our human form for this sole purpose of human existence, to connect with the Lord, then we'll lose it. Because Krishna will see, yes, you have other desires in life to enjoy with your senses. So you'll get better opportunity to enjoy your senses in some other species. Yes, because why you would waste your life in human form because it's not suitable for your purpose. Yeah, you'll get better opportunity for your purpose if you have any other desire than to connect with the Lord. Yes. So we should connect with the Lord. This should be our focus. And then, to get back to Sanatana Goswami, then when after this meeting with the Lord, they wanted to give up the association of this Nawab Hussain Shah. And Rupa Goswami and Anupama, who was the third brother, they went, I think they went towards Vrindavan, yes. But Anupama, in the way, he left his body. But Sanatana Goswami came back and he performed his duty for a short time, and then he just studied Bhagavatam with Brahmanas. And because Nawab Hussain Shah was really in need of his help, he wanted him to be back in his service. But he received the answer that I'm sick, I cannot come to attend my duties. And then Nawab sent a doctor to check for his health, that he can have him to become cured as soon as possible for his services. And his doctor found out that Sanatana Goswami is perfectly okay. And then Nawab, who considered Rupa and Sanatana as his brothers because he was completely dependent on them, he came very angry to Sanatana's place and said, "What are you talking about, that you're ill? I sent my doctor and he checked you and you are perfectly okay." And then Sanatana Goswami told him boldly that I cannot support your mission anymore. I cannot work for you anymore. So please dismiss me from my service. But he was furious. You will ruin my plans, he said. I want to conquer Orissa, and now no one can rule my kingdom if you resign. It's not possible. You should go with me in Orissa. And he said, "No, you're plundering temples and so on, and killing innocent people, so I cannot support you." So this is another teaching for us, that sometimes where we are faced with something that is breaking our principles in life, we should stand against it, even against all odds. Yes, because Sanatana Goswami was put in prison, actually, because of this. He was put in prison. But he wasn't afraid to stand for his principles. Yes. So we shouldn't be afraid to stand for our principles. Of course, this should be Krishna conscious principles, not our false ego principles. but Krishna conscious principles. Yes, we should stand for Krishna against all odds. And we can see an example of Srila Prabhupada. He was very strong in this regard. He didn't compromise principles, even though he might have much more followers if he would, if he wouldn't be so strict about the principles of devotional service. There was one Mayavadi sannyasi, also a famous teacher in America. He was extremely surprised that Prabhupada has any followers because he was teaching these principles so strongly. Because, and he said to Prabhupada, no one of us can speak of these principles. We are afraid to speak of these principles because no one would follow us. And Prabhupada said, then you're cheating people. You're a cheater. Yes. So we shouldn't cheat ourselves first. We shouldn't cheat ourselves of the most rarest jewel. We are offered the most rarest jewel, but if we don't take it seriously, then we are cheating ourselves. And instead of jewel, we take some broken pieces of glass. And we say it looks like a jewel. But it's cheaper. I can afford this, and I will wear it as a jewel ornament. Yes. We shouldn't cheat ourselves and others. We should stand for principle of devotional service and be extremely serious in our spiritual path. Otherwise, everything will go through. We have this saying in Slovenian, I don't know if you have this expression, that everything just leaks between our fingers. If you want to keep something, and then it leaks between your fingers, everything is wasted. So we shouldn't allow that everything leaks between our fingers. Yes, we should keep it. We should keep the essence. We should keep the essence all the time. Should be focused. Should be focused. If we're not focused, then everything leaks between our fingers. Yes, this is extremely important to understand. And then it was interesting that for the purpose of serving Krishna, we can do many things. For example, Rupa Gosvami, before he left some gold coins, 10,000 gold coins with some merchant for some emergency need. And he informed Sanatana Goswami of this, and then Sanatana Goswami bribed the jailkeeper by this money. Yes. And he said to him, you'll be a very pious person. I'll go to Mecca, because this jailkeeper was a Muslim guy. I'll go to Mecca to pilgrimage, and you'll have pious credit that you enabled me to go to Mecca. And besides this, I can support your expenses, and here is 7,000 gold coins. And he was convinced, yes, I'm a very pious person. This jailkeeper, I will support your pilgrimage to Mecca. So we should do anything to come to Krishna consciousness. Yes, by hook or by crook, as we might say. Yes, but we should have this idea. We shouldn't cheat people, of course. This shouldn't be our goal, to be cheaters. No, because then we cheat ourselves. But by any means, we should devote ourselves to bhakti. To bhakti. There is no other life than bhakti. Everything else is death personified. Yes. We can live for our family, we can take good care of our family in material sense, but what we can do for them, if we don't give them bhakti, if we don't give us bhakti first and then to them, we just put them on the lap of death. And nothing else. Yes. Is this good care for our family if we put them on the lap of death? No, it's a crime actually. If we kill someone, it's a crime, isn't it? But if we rob them of this rarest jewel of bhakti, it's as good as killing them, and as good as committing suicide. Yes, because the end result is the same, exactly the same. We lose our life. And we waste the life of our beloveds. So it is the same as killing them and killing ourselves. No big difference. So yes, and then Sanatana Goswami went towards Varanasi, and he had to cross the hilly part of the land with the help of his servant Ishana. And then he came to some inn. You know what is inn? It's some restaurant. And there was this restaurant keeper who was very nice to him. And because Sanatana Goswami was a very intelligent person, he dealt with many different personalities in his political dealings. So he knew the mind of people. He was really surprised why this person is so polite and trying to help me in different ways. And then asked Ishan, do you have any money with you, maybe? And he said, yes, I have 7 gold coins. And he said, give them to me. And he gave him 7 gold coins. And he went to this innkeeper, and he said to him, please take me over the hilly tract of land, and here is 7 gold coins. This is my money that I have. And he was very satisfied, and he said, yes, very good. I was planning to kill you this night because I knew you have the money. But now that you gave this money to me, I'm very satisfied with you. I won't take the money, but I will help you to go over the hilly land. But Sanatana Goswami said, if you won't take this money, someone else will kill me because of this money. So please take this money and take me over the hills. And this innkeeper said, I knew that you have 8 gold coins. And then when they went through this hilly tract of land, Sanatana Goswami said to Ishan, you still have 1 gold coin, don't you? And he said, yes. And so he said, okay, take this 1 gold coin and by it go to Bengal. So he went further on his own, and then he met his brother-in-law Shrikanta, who gave him a valuable blanket. At this time, Sanatana Goswami was considered a renunciant. He left all responsibilities in this world and act as a renunciant. And he received a valuable blanket from his brother-in-law. And when he met Lord Chaitanya saw that he's wearing a valuable blanket. And although Lord Chaitanya didn't say anything, but with his sidelong glances, Sanatana Gosvami understood that Lord is not satisfied if I am wearing a valuable blanket. So he went to the bank of the river Ganges and exchanged with some very poor person for some torn kilt. And then Lord Chaitanya was immediately very satisfied with him. And this is another example that we should take from Sanatana Goswami's life, that we should be honest in our social position also. Yes, we may have different social positions, social roles. So if one is a renunciate, he cannot wear valuable, expensive things, because people will lose faith in a renounced order. So it will not be beneficial for the society. And if we are in our student life, for example, we should also stick to the principles of our social position. So we should live very strictly, control our senses, study, be very submissive to our superiors, and devote ourselves to the Lord, and so we can progress very nicely in our life. If we are grihastas, our duty, our foremost mission is to make our family Krishna conscious. We should know this. It's not our mission to make money. This is maybe one of our duties, but not our mission. In every position we have, every social position, our foremost mission is to spread Krishna consciousness. Brahmachari is spreading Krishna consciousness to himself. He's learning Shastra, and by austere and strict life, he can progress very nicely in his understanding of Krishna consciousness. As a Grihasta, our foremost mission is to make ourselves and our dependents Krishna conscious. Lord Rishabhadev says in 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Gurur nasasyat svajano nasasyat pita nasasyat janini nasasyat devam natasyan napatishya sasyan namochet yaksamapeti mrityum. If we are not able to deliver those who are dependent on us, we shouldn't become a guru, we shouldn't become a husband, we shouldn't become a father or mother, or even a worshipful deity. Yes. So we should understand that this is our duty. Our duty is to make our family, our wife and our children, and our husband, Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious. And we cannot make them Krishna conscious if we are not Krishna conscious ourselves. Yes. So this is our foremost duty. And then as Vanaprasthas, our duty is to spread this wisdom of life we gathered and Krishna consciousness, and to get detached from this world. Because in Grihastha life we are involved in so many duties, and we become attached, and we think that without our help nothing will work properly and so on. This is illusion, of course. But we should get detached from these ideas. And as a sannyasi, we should just freely give this rarest jewel to everyone. of Krishna consciousness. Yes, this is our duty. So, on every level of our existence, our duty is to spread Krishna consciousness. This is our mission, foremost duty, to spread Krishna consciousness. Yes. And therefore, it's so important to stick to the principles of our social position properly. Otherwise, we'll jeopardize our mission. And we shouldn't do that. We should be exemplary. And at the same time, we should know that we are not any of these things. We are not brahmacharis, not grihastas, not vanaprastas, not sannyasis. Yes. Lord Chaitanya prayed like this. Naham vipro nachanara patir napiva ishana shudro. Naham varnya nachagriha patir no vanastoya tirva. Kintu prodan nikila pramananta purnamritabdir. Gopi bardhu padakamalur dasa dasana dasa. I am just the servant of the servant of the servant. This is my eternal position. We should know at the same time. Yes. So finally, through all these challenges, Sanatana Goswami could enter Vrindavan. Yes. So that means that we'll be challenged in our life time and again. Yes. So we should take our life seriously, that only devotional service, only bhakti is what counts. Everything else is just death itself. Yes. Everything else. And then Sanatana Goswami, when he reached Vrindavan, once he saw cowherd boys were playing in a distance, and then one cowherd boy came running to him and said, "Baba, I want to go with you." And he said, "How can you go with me? You have your family, you have your father and mother, go home. You cannot live with me, because I'm a sannyasi, actually. I'm in the renounced order, so I don't have anything to give you to eat." Shri Panchatattva ki jai. So he said, "Please go home." And then in the night, in dreams, this boy came and he said, "I will be with you. I will come with you. My name is Madan Mohan." And then in the morning, there was a beautiful deity of Madan Mohan in front of this house where Sanatana Goswami stayed. And this is the first step in our spiritual understanding, that we connect with the Lord. And Madan Mohan means the one who makes Cupid illusioned. He's so attracted that he attracts the Cupid himself, the god of love. Because everyone is enchanted by the god of love here in this material world. So if we connect with Krishna, only then we are able to redirect our heart from Kamadev to Madan Mohan, to Krishna himself. So I invite you to become really serious, and this is achieved mainly by two things: by associating with those who are extremely serious in devotional life, and dedicated chanting of the holy names. Yes, these two things. On this japa meditation and kirtan. But without deep, deep, deep japa meditation, we can never connect with kirtan. So please engage in japa meditation and associate with sincere devotees. Yes, come regularly here, regularly, and seek the association of sincere, strict, fixed devotees, and devote yourself to service of Radha Madan Mohan. Hare Krishna. Is there any question or comment or doubt? No. Okay. I'm informed that there is arati now, so I invite you to devote yourself now to kirtan, to singing for the Lord's pleasure. Yes. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanandi.